Joining us live, the Democratic nominee for Vice President, Senator Tim Kaine. He's joining us live from Richmond, Virginia. Good morning, Senator. Did you get any sleep last night?
Robin, I got about 3 hours of sleep, but I feel about as good as you can feel with 3 hours of sleep.
And you've already cast your vote?
I have indeed. We opened the polls at 6 a.m. in Virginia. I got there at quarter till, and by the time I had voted, there was already quite a long line in my neighborhood. I was excited to see that.
And we're seeing already long lines all across the country as the polls are opening. Senator, what have you seen so far, be it the early voting and such, these last few days out on the campaign trail that have given you confidence or possibly concern? What have you seen?
Well, there are three things, Robin, that are really important, that real data. You see who is registering to vote, and then you see who is asking for absentee ballots and returning them. But then you also see the early vote participation in the states that allow it. And what we're seeing in terms of early participation is very, very strong. Democracy always works better the more people participate. And I think the energy and enthusiasm about what we believe will be a history-making race, that's the thing that gives me the most, the most feeling of optimism right now.
There is a lot of enthusiasm. A number of states are still in play. What has your eye on? Gives you the greatest concern?
Well, yeah, there's a couple of states that I call checkmate states. So there's probably 10 or 15 that are battleground states, but the ones we watch really close are checkmate states. Those are states where if we win, we know Hillary will be president. And I say this about North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Florida, Ohio. These are four checkmates. I think if we win any of those four, Hillary will be president. And I think we have a chance to maybe win all of them, but some of them are going to be really close. So we're watching those states very, very closely. Also, look, I'm selfish. Virginia wasn't competitive at all when I got into politics in 1994. Until President Obama won it in 2008, it was assumed to be safe Republican territory. Our polls close at 7 p.m. this evening, so we'll probably know how Virginia is going pretty early tonight, and that will tell us something too.
As voters head to the polls there in your home state of Virginia and all across the country, people who will be voting in favor of you, those who will not, what do you say to those people, the American people, who are going out to let their voices be heard today after such a challenging election season?
I just encourage them, Robin. I lived in Honduras 35 years ago. It was a military dictatorship and nobody could vote. They prayed for the day that they could elect their leaders. Things like peaceful transfer of power and respecting election results were what they looked at us as setting the example for. So my main pitch to everybody is we are so blessed to have the opportunity to participate in a vigorous way. We just passed more than 200 million Americans registered to vote in this country, and I just hope we see record turnout for what I believe is going to be a history-making election.
And a peaceful one at that. All right, Senator Tim Kaine, thank you very much. I know it's a long day for you. Thank you, sir.